Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle it video, There is no peace, saith my Lord, to the wicked. Isaiah 57:21. So this is a video. Well, this one Vocab Malone put up, and Tazamar, I believe his name is, Captain, whatever his rank is, on his page is a video. There was another. Let me go back over here. So this meeting was put together by the head of the Sakari. So you can watch this video. It was put up 7 hours ago. Now, if you go to the thumbnail of the video, it actually got them two sitting down and it'll say peace. Let me do this. Okay, here it is right here. The thumbnail, peace. As you can see, they're shaking hands. So now let's come back over here.
Just had a good dialogue with these.
So there was a meeting of let me put this back. I'm just gonna let it pan out.
Just had a good dialogue with these gentlemen. We're gonna take off now. Video coming soon. God bless.
Man, Captain Tazamar.
Just had a good dialogue with these gentlemen. We're gonna take off now. Video coming soon. God bless.
Man, Captain Tazamar Mahaf had a hell of a sit down with.
So this is a fair use. So here's the actual meeting of the minds. Let me get a better picture. And I saw some of it when it first came out a couple of days ago. I saw some of it, and I couldn't see no more. I was watching a video that the elder Manat Zakba had put up, and he said he watched some of the video, and he said you don't got to watch the whole video. I listened to some of it, skipped around a little bit, and I said I'm not gonna, you know. This man's an enemy. This man is to do you harm, to expose you. Now in the video, he says he's concerned he don't want us to burn in hell. Let me see if I can get that.
Absolutely. You know, just for the audience sake, you know, Vocab had reached, and yeah, I gladly accept it. I think in my
I gotta respect for the work that you put in for what you believe in. We don't agree, and if you guys see the intro,
Israelite, he will still serve Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. Before we just started recording, Vocab literally just said this could serve as a model. I definitely want this to serve as a model. I feel like
yeah, so I guess from based on what he said, that this is a model, meaning they can have more meetings. I just want to see if I can get the part where Vocab says, I just don't want to see you guys burn in hell forever.
Is available so that there could be, you know, an honest perspective and then the topics that we're going to discuss. And
to a certain extent, somewhat historic. I don't think, to my recollection.
Yeah, you can see that this man's stressed out. Can anybody spell cortisol? This guy's stressed out, man.
A Christian apologist has went and been in a school situation like this. I don't think that's ever happened before. If it has, I'm not aware of. So that's a good first step, I think, hopefully to model that element where there's enough respect and trust that something like that could go down. So all kinds of interactions with Sakari and Christian apologists, and then Sakari and myself, and then Hebrew Israelites and myself and apologists. But everything doesn't have to be exactly how it's been. We can be unburdened by what has been.
Definitely.
You guys know the reference? No one knows the reference? Kamal Harris would always say that. We can be unburdened by what has been. Anyways.
Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention.
It was just kind of a funny line anyways. So we don't have to let that stop us going forward, whatever has been. Now, as far as why this is important, ultimately, YouTube and all that could go away tomorrow, and this would still be important because it's life and death. For us, it's not a game. It's a very serious matter.
Now listen to this devil. Right there. Well, let's see his response to that. Because if I was there in the meeting, I would have responded to what he's about to say. Listen up.
Where it's not a matter of well, you scored more points or this or that. For us, it's life and death. In that, unless a person comes through Christ of the Bible, that person will die in their sins. And they're not vanquished. They don't have to get people grapes. They actually spend eternity in the lake of fire, eternal conscious torment. So I understand you're like, hey, vocab's going to serve Israelites. My concern for you is I don't want you to experience eternal conscious torment in the lake of fire. That's a very real thing. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't care about you.
First thing I would say, first of all, there's no such thing as hell. That's a Roman Catholic doctrine. I understand why you're saying it, because you're a Roman Catholic. You're nothing but a reformed Roman, a Protestant is nothing but a reformed Calvinist Protestant, nothing but reformed Martin Luther, so forth. Nothing but a reformed Catholic. That's all this guy is. He's a reformed Catholic. This particular group, the Protestants, they broke. The reason why they called Protestant because they were protesting the Roman Catholic Church, and there were certain things they didn't agree with, but they kept the rest of the things. No, hell, no, they're right on that. The picture Caesar Borgia, yeah, they're right on that. We just don't agree with we don't accept the Apocrypha, which the Roman Catholics. They accept the Apocrypha.
About that, but that matters, and people that you influence, that matters. That's significant. We truly believe that, and that's not what we want for anybody. And vice versa, a relationship with Christ and the liberty.
When he says Christ, he's talking about the Caesar Borgia. Even though he said, "Oh, we don't believe he's black, we don't believe he's white." Yeah, this guy, you can clearly see he's stressed out. Looking like the Marshmallow Man in the movie Ghostbusters. And this guy's busting. I feel like busting loose. I mean, he's getting too big. When he first encountered us, he was actually skinny. He's stressed out. He loses sleep.
Enabling gospel is a beautiful, powerful thing. We want that for people. And the reason why there's combat or opposition is because we believe in contending for the faith. And then if you have core...
Look at his legs. He got black woman legs. He got black woman legs. Dude looking more and more each day like Orson Welles.
Doctrines attacked as they are, we want to stand up, we want to say, well, here's what the scripture says, and go back and forth. So with all that being said, I think this could be a good way to do it, because you can only accomplish so much on debates, comment sections, going back and forth. What can beat a sit down like this? There's very few better things. So if it goes well, I'd hope to see a lot more people, not just us, but a lot more people do this kind of thing, be able to comport themselves, because we're going to be here together.
No, facts.
We're going to be here together, so it's good to move the ball forward. And so we could have greater understanding. Because even if you're like, I'm never going to believe any of this, we want greater understanding. Same thing, you want greater understanding. What's happening here? So that's...
We don't need greater understanding. We have the full understanding. It was told to Ezekiel, eat this roll. Told to John, on the Isle of Patmos. Apostle John on the Isle of Patmos eat this book. The little book was given to him, John 10, and he ate the book. And it was in his mouth honey for sweetness, and in his belly it was bitter. So this guy is pushing a better understanding. Let me bring that back. He's basically saying he's trying like hell to get us to come back to being Christian, come back to being good slaves. Remember the slave master taught you? We trying to get you back into it. That's what he's doing. So why would I have a discussion on that? Hey, it's just like a dude befriends you because you find out he really likes your woman, so he's cool with you because he want to be close to you, so he can be close to that woman, so he can eventually get that woman, if you know what I mean.
Forward, and so we could have greater understanding. Because even if you're like,
we don't need a greater understanding. We have all the understanding that the Most High wants us to have. So he's saying, in code, he's saying whether he realizes it or not, you guys don't have the understanding. So it's my job as a servant of God to make you get the understanding. You guys don't believe in hell. You believe the small hats are not the people. You guys, this crazy belief that you believe that you're descendants of Israelites. What else? You guys teach that you're going to put everybody in slavery. That's not good. That's not Christ-like.
I'm never going to believe any of this. We want greater understanding. Same thing. You want greater understanding. What's happening here? So
he kind of put his hand to him. We want greater, meaning you should get greater understanding. He's telling you don't know. I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to pluck you out. The scriptures say pluck you out the fire of hell, which there's no such thing. And the first thing I said, first of all, there's no such thing as hell. Number one, the word hell is a grave.
So that's why it matters. And you may not believe it, but there truly is a love and a concern because the gospel, it liberates. And so
if you loved and was concerned about the Israelites, you wouldn't be putting up them videos. If some guy shot a guy and in the news it says he used to be an Israelite. See, that's what the Israelites did. Joy Morgan. Look what happened with this guy killing. See, this is what Israelites do. The so-called situation that took place, talking what, 2018, 2019 or so, with the guy shooting up some small hats or whatever, and then this guy said, if you focus in on the end of the bottom of his garment, there are fringes there. I ain't see no fringes. These are the Israelites. He did a video on a guy that killed MLK's mother in church. I believe it was sometime in the 60s, maybe the early 70s. And do you know this guy was a Hebrew Israelite? Never heard of this guy. So his thing is to make us look bad. That he's not concerned about us.
we want to try to model that.
I believe you. I don't think that you'd put as much time into, what it is you believe in, contending for that faith, if I didn't believe sincerely that you have a genuine love and concern. Again, me believe.
Hold on. You heard what he said. Let's listen to that again. Let me put this on closed cap on the subtitles. Believe you. I don't think that you put
as much time into, what it is you believe in, contending for that.
Contend
faith, if I didn't believe sincerely that you have a genuine love and concern. Again, me.
Now, what does he mean to have a genuine love and concern? Is he saying that I see that you have a general love and concern for us, or a genuine love and concern for your belief? Either way, he's wrong. And if he's saying you really love us, you just don't see it. No, he doesn't love us. He doesn't love himself. He doesn't love himself, man. He take care of himself. Look at them legs. He probably gonna take this video down and get mad. Start exercising, man. And don't get mad because I get on brothers. When Gabar got a little heavy, I said, Gabar, you getting heavy, brother. You need to kind of, do something about that. Certain brothers that are big, hey, brother, you need to like walk, walk for about an hour a day and eat more fruits and vegetables or whatever. Cut out the carbs. So don't take it as, I told plenty of people, I'm not gonna go into specifics, but when you're big, it's a you're not balanced, and it really is a drug. Food is a drug. Food and Drug Administration. Why? I forget what title. I can look it up. The laws that govern the United States on a federal level are the United States Code. Anytime you see the news and somebody's arrested under federal charges, it's going to be under United States Code. P. Diddy being, they raided his house and they arrested him. He was under federal law, and I guarantee you, I know for a fact that the title of the U.S. Code that he was charged, indicted on is Title 18 of the United States Code. There's a title called the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, which RFK Jr. wants to totally destroy it, do away with it. So they had to pull that book out. But it so happens that FDA is food and drugs, because what? Food is a drug. Look at pretty much anything when you go shopping on the box, the ingredients. You need a college degree and a goddamn special kind of dictionary to break them words down, man. They're chemicals, man, which is a drug. And people get addicted. These foods that we eat are drugs. They addict you. I was talking to my daughter-in-law, and she said, I got to drink my coffee. When I stop drinking coffee, I get a headache. I said, you know why? Because you're addicted to the caffeine. Because caffeine is a drug. People, they can't function unless they have 3-4 cups of coffee. Because they're addicted to the caffeine. So, anyway, I hope he doesn't take this down. I hope he takes this as a constructive criticism. But this guy, he doesn't have a true, honest love for us. He don't give a fuck about us. And like I said, I believe he gets his marching orders from I don't know who. But anyway, I don't need this no more. I'm just gonna go right into the precepts. I wanted to put a couple of 3-4 precepts together, and I wound up putting a handful, as you can see. So let's just go to the scriptures. Let's try to breeze through this. This man is not for your well-being. He doesn't love you. A time to love and a time to peace. A time of war. A time of love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. What time are we living in? Are we living in a time of peace, love, happiness, unity. No, we're living in a time of hate and war. So I'm not going to say I'm going to try not to say too many words on these precepts. Pretty much these precepts are self-explanatory. There it is. Isaiah 57:21. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked. There is no peace, saith my power, or my Lord, to the wicked. If you're an Edomite, you're one of the wicked. Now it says in Romans 12:19, if I'm not mistaken, somebody put up in the chat, I'm not going to go to it. It said, if it at all possible, live peaceably with all men. Meaning, you work at a job, you do your job. Your boss is an Edomite, your boss, whatever you see an Edomite, you open up a door, an Edomite is behind you. You can leave the door open for them. In other words, walk peaceful. In this world. But it doesn't mean to get together with them. Now you might have relationships with certain Edomites, or which appear to be Edomites. The scriptures say this. It says, "Make friends with the mammon of this world." In other words, if you have a business relationship with somebody appears to be an Edomite, could be a Jake looking like an Edomite, and you making your money, well, you can do that. Try not to, but try to stay away from these Edomites at all costs. But if you got to deal with them, you got to be at peace with them. Hey, how you doing, Bob? How you doing, Bill? How you doing, Sarah? How you doing, Becky? You know what I mean. So there is no peace, saith my Lord, to the wicked. At the end of the day, you're going into captivity. So if he said, I'm in New York and I want to get together with Tahar, I said, nah, we ain't getting together. Unless you got 50 racks. And then my motivation is for money. I'll tell people I'm doing it because this clown gave me $50,000. So I promised him a 15-minute interview. Yeah, you sold. No, I didn't sell out. It's a sellout is somebody that does shit behind closed doors. I'm telling you, he paid me $50,000. He paid me to do an interview. That's my job. And I'll curse his ass out too. Anyway, just having a little fun with this. Okay. Psalm 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. I'm just concerned that you don't burn in hell forever. And the first thing that the brother should have did was, first of all, there's no such thing as hell. Hell is the grave. But war was in his heart, in his mind. But is it in your mind? His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. He's there to collect information. Hey, all that information, we got all this information about Abba, all this new information from him. He found books that I didn't even know about. Damn. Let's go over here to... All right, I already got it. Let me start from the 8th verse and read from 8 to 11. Key verses right here, 10th verse. A friend cannot be known in prosperity. You doing good? You got like Mike Tyson had a lot of friends around him. They wasn't real friends. Maybe some of them were. Maybe one of them was. Because you're doing good. And an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. When you're doing bad, the enemy's going to come and help you go down. In the prosperity of a man in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. When you're doing good, they're gonna hate you. But in his adversity, even a friend will depart. When you're doing bad, yo, brother, I gotta do something. Never trust, and that applies to women too. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust or his wickedness have not been altogether wiped away. I'm just concerned. I don't want you guys to go there. I don't want you guys to burn in hell forever. And there's no such thing as hell. And that's what the slave master used. You know, if you be a good slave, when you die, you're gonna have pie in the sky. And you're not gonna go to hell. The Romans told the Roman citizens that if you say anything bad about the Caesar, you're gonna burn in hell. So there was a religious aspect to the spiritual aspect to the Roman Empire too. Remember, the Roman emperors were inaugurated just like the presidents. Even Edomite Christians are saying that Babylon, the great city Babylon the Great, is America. You got some that say it is. Some say, well, they say, I did a video on it. They say some say it's America, some say it's ancient pagan Rome, and some say it's what did they say? The Catholic Church, Vatican City. Psalms 58:1. To the chief musician, L.T. Chai, whatever, Michtem of David. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? That goes out to y'all, to Edomites. Now, in the kingdom, we will speak righteously. We will speak righteously. We will do the right thing as opposed to upright. We will do the upright thing when the Most High changes. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. That's you Edomites. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. That's why you're all over the place. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is as the poison. Their poison are the words that come out of their mouths. They are like the deaf adder. They don't want to hear that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming ever so wisely. Break their teeth, their power, O Most High, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahweh. Let them melt. Now this word melt is not the actual word melt. I'm going to look that up in a minute. Let them melt away as waters which run continually when he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows. Let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth. I'm going to look at the word melt, and I'm going to look at the word melteth. Let every one of them pass away like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. They may not see the king. In other words, when they in the kingdom, they're going to be out in the hot sun, but they're going to be in captivity. So let's pull out some of these words here. Let's pull out the word melt. melt. To reject, despise, refuse, to flow, run. Become loathsome, melt away. So it doesn't actually mean melt. Let me see something. As a snail which melteth. A snail is outside of its shell, the sun will melt it. So see what melteth mean. Dissolve, melting, melting away. And that's when these missiles hit, the radiation is going to melt this place. And this is only in the scripture one time. Wow. Let me do this. Go to the root word. To melt, dissolved. Be liquefied. To melt, cause to dissolve. Consume, right? The consuming fire. Our Lord is a consuming fire, cause to vanish, to intimidate. Right, cause the heart of the people to melt, meaning they had no more heart, no courage. Okay, Psalms 39:11. When thou with rebuke dost correct a man for iniquity, thou maketh his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Psalms 147:18. He sendeth out his word and melteth them. He causes his wind to blow and the waters flow. Melt meaning you're in fear. So that's the root of the word. But the actual word, okay, let me see. The word for melteth, let's come back to that. It's to dissolve, and the missiles are going to do that. Next precept. Psalms 83:1. The only thing our job is when it comes to Esau is to condemn him. He said, you're going to be condemned. Well, nope, there's nothing you can do. You're a part of that nation, you're going to be condemned. Well, what if if you're an Israelite, we'll see in time. You'll be all right, even though you look like an Edomite. Okay, a song of Psalm of Asaph. Keep not. Give me a second. Let me do this. Keep not thou silent, O the Most High Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. So he's saying, when you're going to come and get us, deliver us. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Vocab Malone hates us. He's not concerned about our spiritual lives in an eternal lake of fire. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, the Israelites, and consoled against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. And that's what this man's doing. He said, first of all, you guys are not the Israelites, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And he's not going to say, well, the scriptures say that Israel was scattered throughout the heathen, right? So wouldn't he say, I don't believe you're Israelites, but some of you are? He's not going to say that. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes. It goes down the list. All of them are against us. But the number one on the list is Edom, and our vocab is an Edomite until he proves otherwise. Psalm 42:9. I will say unto the Most High, my rock, why hast thou forsaken me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? Vocab is the enemy. Vocab is there to oppress us. Let's look up the word oppress. What does it say in Isaiah chapter 14? We're going to oppress those that have oppressed us. This man has oppressed us. Oppress, distress, and pressure. Oppressed us, right? Isaiah 14. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Yasha'Allah shall possess them, own them, in the land of Yahweh, which is in the Middle East, for servants and handmaids, maids, slave men and slave women, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So we're going to oppress you. So there's no way out of this. If you're an Edomite or another nation, your future is captivity. Psalm 44 verse 10. See, you got to be cut and dry with this truth. Thou maketh us to turn back from the enemy. We're not supposed to go to the enemy. We're supposed to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. Let me read that again. Thou maketh us turn back from the enemy, and they that hate us spoil for themselves. Psalm 55:3. Trying to move fast here. It says, because of the voice of the enemy, anytime that man speaks, that's the voice of the enemy. Because of the oppression of the wicked, for oppression is to harass. He harassed people. He harassed us. He rolled up on us, and we ignored him, and he just kept staying out there until we spoke to him. That's why I said call the cops on him. There's nothing to discuss with this devil. For they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. This man don't love you. This man don't love you. He hates you. Psalm 74 verse 18. Remember this, that the enemy have reproached or disrespect, O Yahweh, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. And that's anybody that blasphemed the name of the Most High. That includes Israelites. You got certain Israelites that refuse to call on the true name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let me look up the word blasphemed. Na'atazah, despise, to hate. When you refuse to call on the true name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and you call him something else, you really despise the Most High's name, because you call him out of his name. Abhor, to spawn, contemn. Right, it says blaspheme, or despise, provoke. You provoke the Lord when you know his name and not calling on it. Proverbs 27 verse 6. Like I said, these precepts are self-explanatory. I don't have to do a lot of explaining. I don't got to do a lot of explaining. Okay, 6th verse. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So the enemy sitting down and having dialogue with you in a peaceful manner, it says, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Isaiah 59 verse 19. Almost finished. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. If you fear Yahweh, you're going to call him by his proper name. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, the enemy. Let me read the next verse. Isaiah 59 verse 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. Lamentation 2 verse 15. And I'll read a couple of verses down. Got 2 more precepts left. Hang with me. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. When you see daughter, not daughters, when you see daughter of Jerusalem, it's talking about Israelite men and women. If it says daughters, it's talking about daughters. Sometimes the word daughters refer to Israelites too. But this right here is talking about the men and the women, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? So these leaders, or these world leaders, they all know that we're the Israelites. And when they get mad, they'll say, you know what, you guys are the Israelites. 16th verse. All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. Go back to Psalms 83. To give you a list of some of the enemies. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. We have seen the prophecies being fulfilled. And that's really talking about the elite. It's not talking about an everyday average Joe Edomite. It's talking about the super elite among the nations. They're clapping that we went down, but they don't realize we're coming back up. 17th verse, then we'll move on. Yahweh have done that which he had devised. Right, he said he's going to take us down, and he took us down. Deuteronomy 28. If you do not keep the laws, this is what's going to happen to you. He had fulfilled his word that he had commanded. And he's going to fulfill the word that he commanded concerning y'all. In the day that Lamentation 4:21. In the day, and I'll read that real quick in the NLT in a minute. In the days of old, he have thrown down and have not pitied. He didn't have no pity for us. Remember, we were committing the act of cannibalism, and he have caused thy enemy to rejoice over thee. He have set up the horn of thine adversary. Horn meaning power. He put your enemy in power over you. So when they go down, we're going to be laughing at them. It says, their heart crieth unto Yahweh. That's what we're doing now. You got certain guys that say, oh, don't call on Yahweh. We don't know his name. And that started with Comfy. Comfy's, oh, we don't name the Most High. What did the Most High wind up doing? He got tired of looking at him, and then he took him out. O wall of the daughter of Zion, which are the Israelites, starting with the men, let tears run down like a river day and night. Give thyself no rest. Let not the apple of thine eyes cease. We're the apple of the Most High's eye. Romans chapter 9, I believe is around the 24th verse. I'm not going to go to it. It says the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. I said I was going to go. Let me go to Lamentations and hear the lamentation of their woman. Lamentation means cry, to lament. Distress of the seas described. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, which is now, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken. That cup is the Most High's damnation, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, the Israelites. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. This is why vocabulary says when you bring up Edomites, oh, first of all, the Edomites were done away with. Got two more precepts and we out of here. Baruch 4 verse 20. Baruch 4 verse 20. I'm sorry. Let me do it this way. Actually, I gotta go. Do it this way. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. I have put off the clothing of peace. We're not in a time of peace. We're not supposed to be showing peace to people. Now it says live peaceably with all men when you go through your everyday life. But we ain't supposed to be having those sit downs and discussions with the Edomite. Only thing he's got to know is that he's going into captivity, and that's it. You notice they never want to argue about prophecy because they don't know prophecy. Vocab is lost when it comes to the prophetic scriptures. So is, what's this guy? God Logic. He doesn't know the prophecy. That's why they would never have a debate or sit down with dealing with Revelation 17 and Revelation 18 or Isaiah 14 or whatever. Joel 2. What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog, and what peace between the rich and the poor? If a person is super rich, they don't have friends that are you ain't gonna see no blue collar workers going to a dinner party with a bunch of millionaires. They hang with their kind. You have the elite, you have the super rich, you have the middle class, and then you have the lower class. Oh, this is my friend. We grew up together in high school, and he's a bum right now. He's homeless, and I'm super rich, but we still no. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Matter of fact, they look down on you, the super rich. So anyway. With that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next. Shalom.